Hi everybody. In this video, we're going to read the next chapter of Shredderman's Secret Identity. Chapter 5, Secret Identity. By the end of the day, Miriam's hair was missing a chunk. Slow Jim, the class tortoise, had a new design on his shell, and Ian's and Danielle's green sheets had disappeared. I thought I'd gotten a picture of Slow Jim's running with magic markers. I really did. But at recess, when I hid in a bathroom stall and checked out the shot, all I saw was Bubba's butt. It took up the whole frame. I was too slow with Ian and Danielle, too. The green sheets were gone before I could get ready. So I got no good shots the first day, but I didn't give up. I started taking my backpack everywhere with me because one, I didn't want anything to happen to my camera, and two, I didn't want to miss catching Bubba red-handed. Kids called me a nerd, but for once I didn't care. Not that much, anyway. I was on assignment. I was on a mission. Bubba started it, I was going to finish it. All week during lunch recess, I didn't play Foursquare. I wore my backpack and tried to get better at taking pictures with my back turned. I wrote down what I was doing in a little notebook, every shot. Then I went into a bathroom stall with my backpack and scanned through the pictures. Sometimes the remote hadn't worked. Sometimes I was off by a mile. My notes would say Miriam at Fountain, and my shot would be half of somebody I didn't even know. Then on Friday, I caught him, on camera, in the act of dumping one of the trash cans, looking over his shoulder, can in the air, trash flying out. It was the perfect shot. I stayed in the stall 10 minutes just looking at it. After school, I got to work. I loaded the picture into my computer, tweaked the color, cut the frame. It was beautiful. And now, what? I had to write an article. Actually, according to the green sheet, I had to write a lot of articles, one of which was supposed to be an interview. Uh-oh. And now that I had my picture, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. What was going to happen to me anyway, once I turned my project in? Mr. Green always displayed projects. Everyone would see, which was what I wanted, only now I was scared. When Bubba saw it, he'd pound me. The more I thought about it, the more stupid doing a project on Bubba Bixby seemed. If only there was a way for everyone to see it, but not have anyone know who'd done it. But how was I going to do that? I took a break to watch The Gecko and Sticky. It was another rerun, but one of my favorite episodes. In it, Chase Morton, who is the Gecko, and Sticky, who is a Gecko, saved their town from the clutches of Damien Black. It's one of my favorites because in the end, Damien falls into a pit of tarantulas. You should see him freak out and call, "Mommy, Mommy!" It's hilarious. But after the show was over, I went back to thinking about my project. How was I ever going to do it without Bubba knowing it was me? Maybe I should just change subjects. Dad and Mom still ask me about my project, but not as much. And I knew that Dad was sort of upset that I didn't want his help. Maybe I should just forget about Bubba. I've lived with him this long. I could survive a couple more years, right? But something about the past few days had made me feel strong, like I was finally doing something about being pushed around. But I didn't know where to go from here. Forward was scary, back seemed worse. I decided to do it in an extra credit math puzzle Mr. Green had passed out. They were always fun. But as I was going through my binder, I saw my fractions time trial. Level 42E, 100%. Nolan, you shred, man. Maybe everyone else thought I was a nerd, but Mr. Green didn't. He thought I shred. It was like he could see the Nolan that was hidden by the nerd. And that's when I got the idea. Maybe I could have a secret identity, like Chase Morton was the Gecko, and Clark Kent was Superman, and Peter Parker was Spider-Man. Maybe I could become someone else, someone better than the nerd. Inside, I had lots of ideas that were cool and funny. Inside, I was strong and quick and didn't trip on my shoelaces. Inside, I had room for lots of friends. I leaned back in my chair and closed my eyes. I pictured myself in a superhero's costume. I thought about what superpowers I could have. Maybe I'd have an eye that was really a camera lens. Cool. Maybe I'd have telekinetic powers that could move stuff around. Double cool. Or maybe I could fly. I've always thought that would be the absolute coolest. I opened my eyes and sat up. Flying. Jeez. The only flying I'd ever done was off a swing, and almost broke my arm landing. That, and one time when I animated a picture of myself so it flew across my computer screen. Thinking about that made something in my brain go snap, and for a minute I just sat there with my eyes wide open, frozen in place. Then I jumped straight out of my chair. Maybe I couldn't fly around the playground or the classroom, but I could fly, and I could have a secret identity. On the internet. My mind was spinning like crazy. My legs were walking me all over the room. What if I built a website and posted my project on it? I could totally shred on Bubba. I could put up pictures, stories, jokes, evidence. It would be all Bubba all the time. Oh yeah. I logged onto my computer and started typing like crazy. I needed a domain name for my website. What was my secret identity gonna be? Not nerd.com. No way. Or like shred.com. Yeah, I went to a registration site to see if it was taken. Drat, it was. I tried. Use shred.com. Available, but sorta lame. The shredder, how about that? It'd be like the gecko. I typed it in. Taken. Then all of a sudden I had it. Shredderman. Like a superhero flying through cyberspace, fighting for truth and justice. It was perfect. I typed it in with my fingers crossed. Not an easy thing to do. But then the screen flashed with, "This domain is still available." Oh yeah! I jumped up and pumped the air with my fist. Shredderman! I was on my way to becoming a cyber superhero.